Welcome to the Free Zone Podcast, a space where we feel free and we talk about whatever we want, however we want, and with no filter. Today we have a guest that has a lot of sazon and it's gonna make your mouth water. It is our dear Chef Brad.
Oye, ¿cómo está la cosita? Todo está bien.
Tremendo sazón.
Tremendo sazón aquí. Make you water, coño.
Brad, thank you so much for coming to
Thank
this
you.
Free Zone Podcast. I was so looking forward to have you here. I have to say something. Before we start anything, I have to say that I'm impressed by you.
Oh my God.
Not only by your cooking skills, which for me, I mean, I'm very jealous because I can't even cook, even if that means saving my life. but you are the same person in front of the camera than behind the camera, which is very interesting because today you have these influencers and these even actors or reporters that are a certain way, like when they're in front of a camera and they have this energy, and then behind camera they don't have like the same personality.
Sí.
But you, my friend, you're just a character.
Oye, eso es. You know, it's like I tell everybody, you have one spark and you mustn't lose it. And it's this thing, Robin Williams said it best, you know, I live with that every single day. And it's bringing that out, you know, porque it's true when like you meet certain people out y todo eso, you expect a certain level y como un nivel that comes with like, oh my God, yeah. So when this person doesn't act the same way or be the same way, I get you might be chilling or yo no sé qué y todo eso, pero for me, oye, what you see in the videos is the same thing you get in person and vivo and whatever.
It's amazing.
It's
like,
just pure passion.
I mean,
and
when I met you in Univision, I remember. I mean, first of all, when I saw him, I'm like, is he an MMA fighter? Like, where do I know him from? Because I've been following you for so long.
Cuban Canelo, baby. Esto es, baby. Mira eso. Tú ves la barbita, todito. I swear.
The Cuban Canelo for
Cuban
real.
Canelo,
And then
aquí.
I'm like, wait a second. No. He's the guy that does the cooking videos.
He's lost.
I'm like,
Está perdido. What's he doing out here?
But I want to know, now that I get to be with you. I mean, we were talking before we started recording, and I'm like, don't tell me anything else.
No,
I want to record it, everything, so we have the records.
Freeze.
Who is Chef Brad? How do you decide to become a chef? Where's your family from? You're definitely a Cuban American superstar, but I want to know where your family's from. How do you get to where you are today?
Truly, the way I got to where I am today was through all of... Truly, Chef Brad came from this longing to just teach and kind of help and kind of make the world happy, you know? And it didn't really click until I feel like Robin Williams passed away. And that to me was like the first celebrity death that like hit me como un camión. I was just sitting there and I remember it vividly.
Hit me like a truck. I love it.
was at a day jam and I'll never forget. Day jam, Gettys, whatever you want to call them. Eso era. Those were the times back in the day, whatever. I was at a day jam y yo estaba ahí tomando whatever, and all of a sudden I look at my phone and it said Robin Williams passes away, and I go, no joda. So I go around and like, oh yeah, it's like everyone's in like high school or like whatever, so no one knew who Robin Williams was. So I'm going around, Robin Williams is dead. He's dead. Yeah. And like everyone's like, oye, pero qué está, coño, este niñito está perdido, es pobre. Whatever. Once he passed, I felt like I was like, oh my God. What are we going to do in the whole...
What is my legacy?
You know,
what
like,
am I doing with my life?
What am I doing? How did I get here? He made this and this and this, and he's immortal, you know? And, like, immortality, there's no such thing. Pero, I always find immortality in music, right? Where you have, like, Michael Jackson, right?
Exactly.
He's not here.
Yeah.
Pero... I'll tell you right now, I'm going to be rocking my baby. You know, it's going to be perfect. Exactly. Annie, is she okay? We don't even know. You know, say, is she okay? Annie, let us know. Pero it's this thing where he inspired me. And then also in school, like, I wasn't the type to be like the regular Miami, like, boy. You know?
Were born and raised in Miami.
Born and raised here in Miami. Went to Gulliver most of my life. It was a great school. Great preparatory to get you where you need to be. Pero también with all that, you also have like the kids and all that stuff in high school where some would go out to the clubs at night. Pero I would stay home and watch either Monday Night Raw, Dale Baby, or Friday Night SmackDown, with the boys, and like, oh yeah, just like enjoy it, like a good like churrasco, and like cook some like good food, and just feel good, you know. And
So basically, the cooking part was part of the experience. So
Truly.
it was like, you know, you would, because you told me like wrestling.
Sí,
Right? So
sí,
you
sí,
would-
sí,
you
sí.
would
I
watch
love
her-
wrestling.
You
Yeah,
would
yeah,
watch
yeah.
WWE, the Monday Raw,
Sí, 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 sí,
and
sí.
Monday Night Raw, and you would cook for your
and
friends.
and then I'd cook for all my friends, right? And then that was probably when I was like younger, right? I got into college, freshman year of college. Eso es, baby. Mira eso. You see how beautiful that
The
is?
Cuban
How are
Canelo.
you? Nacho Libre, baby. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God,
It's
I
like
love
literally
those.
this video with ET is gonna be nuts. You have no idea. It's
I
gonna
can't
be
wait. I
it's
can't
gonna
wait
be
to see
so
it.
great.
I honestly,
Um,
I mean, for what you were telling me before, I'm like, oh my god, why? I should have waited until we posted those videos. But I'm glad that
Oh,
we did.
no,
We did this
no.
now, so that
Sí,
when
sí,
it
sí, sí.
launches, it's gonna be
People are gonna keep
out of
coming back to
control.
this porque it's like true, and like that's what I tell people. It's like I am the product of my parents. I love my parents, and they've supported me my whole life. They've believed in me in some things. Pero I am the product of there's a lot of support, but not a lot of belief. It doesn't matter if I have 5 million followers, 20 million followers. They'll never be like, ¿tú sabes qué?
You did it.
I think you did something here y todo eso, you know? But that is the best motivation. And I think that that's where Chef Brad came from, you know, where I was this kid that wasn't good at school, like at all. Like you give me homework and I'll find a way to break down the whole course of the year. So if I didn't turn in the homework, I'd still pass with like a 75. You know what I mean? Porque I'm like, I'm not doing that. I just spent 9 hours of my day aquí. And now you want me to go home, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
let me play some video games. Oh, yeah, Super Mario's dope. You know, some like Legend of Zelda por acá. You know, like they take time. Pero with all that creativity, right? I just didn't really care much about school, right? And then you had the kids in school who were like, I'm gonna do this. You're not gonna amount to anything. And I would just look at them and be like, bro, solo espera, baby. Solo espera.
Right.
It's about the slow burn, baby.
Right.
Y después te ponte el cinturón. Oh my God. The moment
So-
you put on, uy, uy, uy.
Basically, I mean, obviously, in order for you to cook all of these delicious dishes, you had to learn.
Sí.
Like, how do you learn how to cook? Like, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do fried eggs. You know.
Truly, back then, back in the like early 2000s, there was this amazing man named Emeril Lagasse, right? And whenever my mom would pick me up from school, she'd either drop me off at my grandmother's house, right? And she'd also teach me how to cook and just plop me up, but like not teach me like, oh, you put 2 onions in esto,
Right.
but like I would just sit there and watch, you know, and I would just keep watching. And she had this little bird, y hey, ese pájaro would always bite me and all that stuff. Sí, Guga también, pero,
Guga, yeah.
it was this thing where she taught me how to cook truly from watching it. Emeril stoked the fire a little bit when I was like in my like early adolescence. I would say 9 to maybe 14.
Right.
I was begging my mom every day, let me stay up till 8 o'clock so I could watch Emeril live.
Wow.
Because I found it amazing that he has not only a band but a live studio audience, and he gets people to be like, oh yeah, this is so fun. It's like, oh, instead of bam, you know, it's like bam, and you're like, oh my God, like it makes you want to jump through the like screen. Doc Gibbs and the Emerald Live Band, and you're like, holy crap, this is amazing. All that, right? Then reality hit, and I wanted to be like an actor, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to acting school.
Didn't work out.
Don't go to acting school, porque te vas a estar ahí.
I
You're
went
gonna
to
end up
acting
getting a
school.
leotard. No.
I went to acting school for
No.
4 years.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Sí, no, pero it just wasn't for me.
Right,
Porque
right, I
it
get
was
it.
more like straight acting, you know, like not straight like macho acting, pero like
yeah.
straight acting, like as in dramatic. Every time you touch something, it's like,
Like
I haven't seen my family in
Stanislavski
years.
style.
You know,
Yeah. Like
it's
old school acting.
old school stuff. Me, yo no puedo hacer eso, porque I'm like comedic. I walk out on stage and I don't know what happens, but people just go, haha. Look at him. You know, it's like, look at that thing. Look at it. Dance, do the dance. And ever since I was a kid, I was like, coño, okay, whatever. I have this little thing. But acting school just didn't work out. Every day I lived in New York at the time, right? So every day I'd walk home, and I didn't realize this, but I'd walk by a culinary school, right? And I would look into the window and go, wow, like whatever, This is what I want to do. I have a Cuban family. Tattoos, I can. Pero era esta cosita where I would walk by every day, and it just put it there. Then my European and Australian friends from school, I dropped out of the school, and I was like, whatever. So I stayed. I lied to my parents. Sorry, Mom. I lied to my parents and my dad. See. I lied to my parents and my dad, and I said that I actually got accepted into the second year of acting school.
Oh, my God.
Never did, baby. I never did.
See, this is why it's a free zone podcast. Because you're just free.
Free zone.
You're so free.
Free zone. I stayed 2 years in, 2 more years in New York than I should have. Pero in that time, I made the most amazing friends. But in that time, all of my friends were still in school. So I would go to their graduations, their plays, I'd be like sending pictures. Acting school, living in New York, whatever. Pero all my Australian friends and my European friends never, like they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And I just didn't know that. So I'm like there, and I'm like, what the hell do you mean you don't celebrate Thanksgiving? I thought Thanksgiving was like this thing, porque yo soy americano, baby, whatever, it's like Cuban first, pero whatever. Pero era esta cosita where it was this thing where they just didn't celebrate it. So I go, ¿tú sabes qué? I have an allowance. Let me just spend it all today and cook them Bradsgiving. So I call my Cuban parents and I go, ¿tú sabes qué?
Bradsgiving. This is awesome. Bradsgiving.
Sí. So I go, ¿tú sabes qué? I'm going to call my mom and I'm going to tell her I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. If you do that in a Cuban household,
oh my God.
Te matan.
I know.
So she started with like, I don't know how long your dad has. And I'm like, oye, mira, escucha, porque esto no es una cosita. Es drama. Your grandmother, she had a cough the other day. I go,
oh my God.
Que se muera, porque yo estoy aquí with all my friends. I'm doing it here, baby. Yo no sé. Mentirosa, whatever. Pero, anyway.
I totally understand what you're saying, my friend. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
It doesn't even work. Pero, so I stayed, and I spent like $400 cooking all this food. I cooked 2 chickens, I cooked a ham, I cooked todo esto, all for Bradsgiving. Y oye, I put it down. I started cooking at 6 p.m. Coño, worst mistake I've ever made in my life. Disculpa, worst mistake I've ever made in my life.
You end up at 11 p.m. still.
1 o'clock, meal gets served. Pero there's 30 people, right? There's 30 people in a room this big. Porque I brought in the tables. It's porque I go, no, screw doing this in the dining room of the New York City flat. No. I'm going to do it in my room with my bunk bed por aquí. So everyone's aquí and everyone's acá, whatever the hell. Porque it was intimate. Oh my God, we had 30 people sitting in this little freaking room, así, cortando estas cositas.
I know.
And then I'm gonna find a picture and send it to you.
Please
porque
do.
it's literally no one would shut up, and I literally the only picture of Bradsgiving we have is me yelling at the top of my lungs, being like, "Sarah!" And it's like everyone being like, "Ah!" like what? Pero they all tried the food, and they all look at me and they go, "Brad, what did you do?" I go, crap, yo maté a alguien, oh my God, they hate it. They go, this is the best chicken I've ever had. This is the best esto I've ever had. This is that. And I'm like thinking,
I didn't even put so much effort. It was more like
I didn't even try, baby. But I'm sweating and my back hurts, pero I didn't even try. You know what I mean? Pero,
you might have to call 911, but I didn't even try.
But from there, everything just started like, and I was like, okay, I don't have a degree, right? So I go, I don't have a degree.
Right.
What do? I can't come back and be like, okay. So I go, okay, I'm going to move back to Miami and I'm going to tell my dad I'm going to go to Miami-Dade and get a degree. So I tell him, Dad, I'm going to go get a degree at Dade. He's like, oh, wow, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm a lawyer, super good. Wow. And my mom's like, typical Miami mom, just like, yeah, go to Miami-Dade. It's so good. The legends went there. Everybody, every president, George Washington, everybody went to Miami-Dade. Everybody in their body. Maya Angelou, Miami-Dade. I was like, I don't think that's right, but whatever. So I went for like 2 days, right? So I get there and I go to a business class because I'm like, you know what? My dad's a businessman. I could be a businessman. I have the personality to be a businessman. No, I don't. I never do, never will. A mí que me importa. You put me in a cubicle, you'll find me dangling from the roof. Porque yo no lo hago, bitch. Pero We get there. I swear.
But your talent is, I'm sure a lot of businessmen would like to have the personality that you
No,
have.
pero yo no sé what it is, and I said it, and I sat there for the. So Amazon makes 2% and 1% and 9% and 9, and I'm there. I'm like, show me a window in a higher floor, porque yo brinco, baby, porque I hate this. I go back home and I go, no, 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 no. I secretly apply. I I go, you know what? I'm cooking all the time. I like it. You know what? Let me look at culinary school. Is it easy? Is it
Right.
easy? It's like 3-4 years. I think I said, what? You just cook, right? There's probably
Yeah,
no
yeah.
math. Credits will transfer for my 2 days at Miami Dade. You know those 2 credits that meant nothing. And I so I'm there and I find the CIA. I go, coño,
The CIA.
the CIA.
Doing what?
Fries, not spies.
Oh,
You know,
gosh.
the Culinary Institute of America, right? The CIA. So I come up to my dad and I go, I'm joining the CIA. He goes, ¿Qué clase carajo? You're joining the CIA? I'm like,
Tenía-
celebro que
I had
yo
no
tengo,
idea.
baby.
Oh my
So,
god.
so I tell him, no, it's like the culinary school, right? And he does what every Cuban dad would do. He sits me down and he goes, Mira, this is how much you're going to make if you're at the top peak of your peak of your peak. Not even enough to sustain esto. So already psyching me out, right? And saying, yo no lo voy a hacer, right? So, free zone moment aquí. So my mom and I, right? I told my mom, I'm like, yo me voy. It's like, I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to prove you wrong. Porque he looks at me and he goes, you've never finished anything, right? What makes me think that you're going to finish this? And I look at him and I go, I guarantee you that the next time you see me, I will be graduating and doing this and that and that
I
and
will
that
be
and
a
that.
professional chef.
For 3 years, I didn't speak to my dad. Straight up. I just didn't even like speak to him. He'd call, I'd be like, hey, but I just didn't, nothing. All of a sudden one day, after 3 years of culinary school, I call him and I go, hey, did you buy your ticket? He goes, dude, I'm like so proud of you. I can't believe that you did this. Y esto. I go, I'll see you in Napa. That's it. I finished it. That was my motivation to finish. It wasn't to get good at cooking.
Right.
It was to prove him wrong. Wow. Which is crazy. Porque it was this whole thing of like, and this is what this is. This is why I put so much passion into this. It's not just spiting my dad. No. But it's just everyone in my life, right? Who's done wrong on me or like has done wrong on people that I've seen, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not right, or esto, and those are all my peeps right there. Like literally, they got me through holy hell. That was the craziest thing ever. Porque the guy next to me right now, hugging me, ahí looking at me, he currently works at the French Laundry, Corbin.
Wow.
He is amazing. He is one of the most amazing chefs I've ever got the pleasure of working with. Down in the left corner, Javi. Ese ahí, he got deployed 3 times to Jalalabad. He was a drill sergeant in the army. Randy también.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I hate the guy all the way to the right. Fuck that guy.
We don't like it, bro.
We don't like that
it,
guy. No. Chloe's super cute. The one down curly hair. She's amazing. Vienna. Oh my God, she has an amazing daughter también. Oh my God, everybody's there. Holy hell, I just got all sweaty, nostalgia bomb. I love it. I was like, coño, la memoria, baby, la memoria. They are good, but it's just, I always tell people, porque I got diagnosed with ADD like super early in life. So parents and other people don't hold you to the same like respect as people that don't have it. You know what I mean? Where like, if you go, no, I'm going to do this. They go, are you sure? Because you don't know how to, and I'm like, what do you mean I don't know? So when I really stepped into Chef Brad, and this is where I think the other thing, right? But when I think I really stepped into it was the day that like my mom put me on ADD medication when I was like young,
wow.
right? Nuts. But back then it was the thing to do.
Yeah. It's what the doctors would tell you. Oh, your son has this. You have to put him.
And I would come back from school and I'd just be sitting in the car like this, and she'd be like, "So how's your day?" And I'd be like, "Day was fine." And she's like, "¿Qué está pasando?" And it started like realizing, right? Like I went from Concerta to Adderall to Quilivan, right? Quilivan was like the best one that like kind of worked, porque it let me kind of stay ahí. But one day, I just looked at her and I just go, I'm not taking this shit anymore. Like, I'm just not.
Wow.
Like, ever. And like, I tell people with ADD, and like, I will be the advocate for it. A mí que me importa. Pero stop taking the
Stop.
freaking ADD medication. You don't need it. You don't need it.
Embrace your ADD. Like,
Literally.
just embrace it.
Literally, embrace that little spark in you that doesn't let you sit still during 9 hours of school,
Right.
of 7 hours of put your passion to use, you know, and those little pills, eso pastillas, and the chiggy wiggies también, porque I do the Pilates and I see a bunch of you girls and I overhear, oh my God, I'm on Lexapro because I'm sad. Oye, stand on grass. You
Right.
feel great. You're not sad. It's this whole environment que te
I
pone.
also think that there's
you
a
know?
lot of induced sadness into
Exactly.
society today. Like, it's very simple. If you work out, you move, you get a little bit of sun, you eat healthy, like the chances of you being depressed are very little.
Sí.
It's very little. And it's very funny because, you know, you had a life experience that, for instance, your parents not believing in you was the
Yeah.
one that your motivator, what pushed you to be who you are today. And a lot of people take that as, instead of, okay, I'm gonna do it just to prove them wrong, they take that and they get depressed.
Exactly.
So I think depression is also, I mean, obviously there's chronic depression, there's nuances to it,
Sí,
but a lot of
exactly.
it is the how you look at life. Like, you have two options. I always tell this to my friends. There's two people in life. The ones that walk into a kitchen and see the dirty dishes, and the ones that walk into the kitchen and smell
the food.
food.
La comida,
So,
baby.
you know,
Oh.
it all depends how you look to life. But talking about Cubans, let's
Exactly.
take a little break and go into our sponsors.
Oh,
Tobacco
yes.
Tours is a Cuban American company that does tours in Cuba, cigar tours, and guarantees a lifetime experience. Totally worry-free travel. You like cigars? Because this is the perfect opportunity to go into a very fun trip to Cuba and smoke all the cigars you want. So you have all the information in the down below, and we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I love cigars, by the way.
Oh my God, that's
I
good.
smoke-
My dad loves cigars.
Really?
Sí.
Wow.
From La Flor Dominicana, Padron. To
Oh my God,
toda la
I'm gonna
vida.
get you some cigars for your dad.
Oh my
100%.
God.
That I
Ese
got you. Don't
he
worry,
is-
I
he-
got you.
Yeah.
So
Todos los cuentos.
moving forward, Chef Brad already
tell me.
became Chef Brad. Went
Sí.
to school. When did you start When did you start recording all these funny videos with the characters, ET,
So-
the collaborations with Google and all of that? Like, tell me a little bit
So
about it.
truly, all this started, believe it or not, when I came back in 2018.
Wow.
If you go all the way back to like my highlights, right? Like on my page, you'll see me cooking in my little apartment, not still doing the nuances of the music and whatever, but not the production that it is now. And still, even now, I tell people, everyone swears I have a production team. You guys want to meet my team? Wait. Hey, oh my God, what do you got? Thank you for having me on the Pre-Zone podcast. You're literally looking at it. I film, I edit, yo me siento, I go nuts thinking about what to do and what sounds and every little thing, porque I want to bring my passion to you guys. So if you're having a bad day, like I've had millions of bad days, you know, porque oye, with all the happy, there comes the lows and the
obviously.
you know, pero I want to be that little, oye, how wrestling, oye, and I know for all the whatever, pero like wrestling was to me as a kid where it was 3 hours of just unsolicited, no interruption from the outside world. Whatever happened on the screen was real, whether you chose to believe it or not.
Right.
And for me, whatever happens in my kitchen, is it real? Is it magic? Is it Paco fixing
Hi,
the
Paco.
lights, or you know say?
How did Paco came up? Like, because that's probably, tell me the story, because I
Paco.
saw a video of Paco and I'm like, oh my God.
Paco was just, you know what? It's because I am a child at heart. You know, I'm 28 years old. In 2 days, I'm going to be 29.
Oh
voy a
my
ser un
God.
bebé. I know. Harry Potter's birthday, baby. July 31st. Dale. And I have a scar too, porque crazy. I'll tell you that story también. Crashed into a gate when I was a little kid because my friend threw me down a little thing and gave me the bike with no brakes. Mira, that was the crazy thing. Love you, Felipe.
Yeah. Ay, mira, I have also my little scar here. So,
Go,
oh my God,
Pues eso, cuidado. He who shall not be, cuidado. Pero no, what were we saying?
Oh, I see.
Paco.
ADD,
Oh my God,
Paco.
the ADD. That's why you don't take your medication, baby, because you could be like this. No, see, so Paco came about because truly it's about imagination, right?
Right.
And you go on Instagram. I'm a chef, right? Like an actual trained chef. I have the degree. I've worked in multiple Michelin
have the
like
degree.
star. I have. Yo tengo el
Have the
degree. Yo
degree.
tengo el papel. Yo tengo el papel. Whatever Cuban needs, wants. Pero I have the credentials, and I've worked with talents like Ludo Levesque, who literally brought French cuisine to Los Angeles. There wouldn't be French cuisine in Los Angeles if it wasn't for Ludo Levesque, right? I've worked alongside Thomas Keller, staging aquí, todo eso, right? He came to do seminars at our school, and he would tell us these amazing things,
Wow.
you know, and it was just like, ahí. Then I went on Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay, right? So I got to feel the brunt of
I
the
love that
real.
episode of Hell's
Oh,
Kitchen.
oh
That
my
was
God. Es una cosita.
amazing.
The first
Amazing.
episode, I walk up to someone and I'm talking like literal like Spanish to them, and she goes, I don't speak Spanish. I go,
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm
My
from
bad.
Miami. You know, we
Sorry, I
speak
thought we all looked the
Miami.
same. Pero no, and it's just Paco came about where if you look at my videos, each one of my videos, and that's what I always tell people, the nuance of each video, right? Each video is different in the most minute, different way, right? Where it's not just the song, but it's, oh, the dog's floating in this one. The separation of, oh yeah, every time you separate the egg, it's a tribute to the Maury show. And I go, you are not the father because the egg yolks and egg whites, they're separated now. And then the little chicken's like, yeah, baby, I'm not the
Oh my
father.
God, yeah.
You know, like whatever. Pero Paco came about where getting these content creators to do stuff is hard sometimes.
Yes.
And it's this back and forth of, you don't say if, oh, is it going to align with esto and this or this and that? Some people have their shirts off.
And you
some
also
people
wanted
do
to
this.
combine, because I realized that in your show, your level of creativity with your cooking.
See, I blended my acting with the cooking.
Right.
And I said, I didn't need the straight acting. Like, granted, it taught me so much about emotion. Coño, I watched 3 TikToks and I'll cry right now. Every time I'm there at 3 in the morning, like
Memoria emotiva.
I see, it kills me. It's like I haven't seen my uncle in years. I'm like, my dad, and it's like it's so bad. Pero
Did they teach you the old school way? Like think about your grandmother dying or
no,
something like that?
I'm Cuban. I wake up crying. I go, por favor, mama, stop yelling my name.
Oh, God.
And it's like it's just crazy. But being in a Cuban household, the chaos taught me everything, you know.
Yeah,
Pero
sure.
Paco came about where I was just like, you know what? Porque my demographic, believe it or not, I have a lot of kids that follow me.
Right.
Like a lot of kids that follow me. And I found that out through all the events that I did and all the places that I was going. It would be like lines forming of like just like little children and their parents being like, you've motivated them to like look at things that I used to look at when I was a kid.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know what? Like that motivates me to just keep doing this. So I said, who is a conduit that I could bring in that isn't like a snooty influencer, that isn't this like, you know, it's because like I just want someone to be every day that I, at a drop of a hat, could be at my house and is okay with all these tactics of filming, right? Porque when I get there, it's like you should see the production that I put up.
Oh, I've
it's
seen
just
it.
me. It's
I've
easy.
seen
It's
it.
just like ladders,
It's impressive.
smoke machines.
To be honest, it's impressive.
It's
because
a mess.
You're a one-man show, and
Literally.
you put everything: the production, the
Everything.
ideas, the script, the edition. It's honestly, it's almost impossiple to believe. Like you see your videos, see your videos, and you're like,
There's
okay,
no way.
this guy has a lot of money to put him there, because it costs a lot of money too.
No,
People
and
underestimate how much work and money costs a production.
People realize that like for instance, like one of my best friends, we met because he was like a fan of like Hell's Kitchen IE, and I stumbled upon his page. He used to do like he does visual effects. He does one of the best visual effects I've ever seen like on this planet. Jordan, my boy Jordan, you can find him on Instagram. Ver's amazing. Pero when I saw him work, right, like that ET photo, that's just him doing his like little thing, and that's like not even like the finished product. Like that's the bullshit. Like let me just pop the picture or whatever.
Let me make the test.
the amount of money that goes into, like, if I was paying for that, right? Like, you get graphics, i.e., that could cost easily 25 to maybe even $75,000
I believe
for
it.
just a little video. Pero people
Wow.
don't get that. Pero if you learn about it,
It's
and like
crazy.
that's the other thing too. Like with my page, I strive to teach you. You know, and it's like when you need someone to rely on, oye, Papa Brad will be there, you know, Tio
Papa Brad.
Brad, whatever you need.
Mira, Papa Brad, we got to the moment that this is like the free zone moment.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm going to pick random questions here. Uh,
Rapid
who
fire.
knows? Could be. I don't know. Honestly, every single guest has a different question. I always like, you like piñatas when you were a kid.
Sí.
I love piñatas.
I love piñatas.
So I'm like, this
I
is
love
like
fireworks.
a piñata of questions, of
Sí.
fireworks, piñatas. So
Piñata of
I'm going
questions.
to read it for you just because I like you.
Sí,
You're,
sí,
you're
read
funny.
it.
I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna read it for me porque yo no puedo leer. I just want everyone to know I can't read. I can't read. Kanye man.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, this is a very fun question.
Oh.
We started good. If you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would you choose and what would you do?
You know what? I'm gonna be so against the grain. I wouldn't even trade my life, porque that is what I feel everyone always does. You know, like they always go like, oh, I want to be this person, right? Where I've caught myself too, being like, oh, I want to be Robin Williams, or I want to be that. Oye, he's dead. Like, like por
No more
favor.
Robin
No more Robin
Williams,
Williams.
no?
You know, you look at people that like racing. You know, you have people be like, oh, I want to be like Paul Walker. You know, and it's like, if you traded lives on that night, you wouldn't be here. You
Right.
know, so it's these little things where you are your own magic, baby. So
Oh,
it's
I
like,
like that question.
don't
I like that
ever.
answer.
I'm telling you, never ever trade lives. Never wish to trade lives because you don't know what other people are going through. You don't know the struggles that lie within the mind. You know, and that is the thing where it's like, if I'm going to trade lives, I'm going to trade lives with myself, and I'll just be younger with the same knowledge that I have now.
You know what? I love that answer because a lot of people, a lot of people, sometimes we're guilty with that
Sí.
too. We are not thankful enough for what we have and what we built. And we're so focused, especially in today's society, in getting what other people have. Oh, I want this. Oh, I want that. I want her career. I want his money. When in all reality, once you start building who you are and following your passion and monetizing your passion is very important too.
No,
that's
of
that's
course,
something
of
that
course.
if you're able to monetize your passion, you're already successful. That's
Sí.
that's an A plus.
A plus,
A
you
plus.
know,
Because
and-
a lot of people are stuck in jobs that they don't like, in relationships that they don't want to be, just because they're scared.
And that's what I tell everyone. You know, it's like you too could be in any position that you want to be, but 90% of you don't start.
Right.
You know, and that is what kills me. Where like, yes, there's obviously like, oye, yo no soy, mira, I'm just gonna state it aquí, yo no soy Deepak Chopra, yo no soy esta cosita, mira, pero just from the experience of a 29-year-old here, tú sabes qué,
28,
28,
no te pongas
28,
edad
yo no
todavía.
estoy poniendo la edad, pero I'm trying, you know, the back feels 40, pero, pero yo estoy bien. But what I'm trying to say is just like, oye, if you're passionate about something, and this is the hardest thing, porque you're going to have people coming at you too, whether it be your parents, right? Whether it be your friends that'll try to put in anything. If you have an idea, shh, don't tell a soul.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. Do it. If you think it's risque, if you think it's a little like, oh yeah, I don't know if they're going to like it, I don't know what they're going to do, who cares? Ask for forgiveness después. You know what I
Exacto.
mean? Like,
Correcto.
don't, like, stay true to that. And like a lot of people fear the unknown, you know, like granted me too, right? I just got out of a like almost like 2.5, almost 3 year relationship, right?
Wow.
And it was this thing of like unknown of like, oh my God, what do I do? You know, pero you choose you, and you choose the things that make you and make you better and can move with you, you know? And it's like that unknown, if you don't have that journey and you don't have that unknown, it's not about the finish line. Mira, and I'm going to tell you that from experience, right? Like you could dream a million things and you could go, you know what? I'm going to be on like, say like Hell's Kitchen, whatever.
Right.
You get on Hell's Kitchen, it's done in like whatever, and then like, that's it. But the only thing you really remember is the journey to get there, porque you put the time. Even like fighters, right?
Right.
They spend 3 months training, cutting, haciendo esto.
For a 15-minute fight.
A 15-minute fight, pero if you're great, you might knock the guy out in 30 seconds.
Right.
So you just spent 5 months of your life training and for a magical 5-second knockout, 13-second knockout, por ahí. It's about the journey that gets you there.
You know what's funny? I was telling you, I moved to this country 9 years ago.
Sí.
And when I moved here, like 95% of the people since I moved here, they're like, oh, do not do this. Oh my God, you're crazy. Oh my God, you're crazy. Dude, that's too risky. Don't go there. Don't start this. Don't. Let me tell you something. The best thing you can do is not listen to anybody.
Anything.
And just do it.
Anything.
Just do it.
I tell
Just do
everyone, it's all in
Just
your head.
do it, baby.
Just gotta do it, baby.
Just do it, baby. Let's go
Gotta
with the
do
other
it.
questions,
Vamos,
baby.
baby. Otro question.
Otro questions. Vamos a ver qué tenemos aquí. A ver. Ay. I like this.
Oh, no.
This is getting fun.
Oh, no.
What is the craziest decision you've made that you don't regret?
Oh my God. The craziest?
Decision that you made in your life. Craziest. Out of this world. Chef Brad on steroids, crazy.
On steroids, the craziest decision that I don't regret. I would have to say is giving the middle finger to my family and pissing off for 5 years to California and being like, chúpalo, bitch, porque I'm going to be the best chef on the fucking planet. And I'm going to try to do it. And I'm going to do it like no one's ever done it before. And I have no regrets on how they feel.
Azúcar!
Azúcar, bitch! Eso es, baby!
Ay, se me
Oh,
el micrófono.
my God.
Oye, esto se va a poner malo aquí. El micrófono por aquí, el micrófono por
Sí,
allá.
eso es, I tell you.
You know,
it's like,
I love listening to these stories because
I
you
tell
can
you.
breathe the passion,
Mhm.
right? Like, you know, there's a lot of people that are like, you know, my family always supported me. But when you don't have that support, like you say,
No,
it's like even more exciting to hear.
It's funny, porque like I had the support. Like, do not get me wrong, I had the support. I like grew up in no means of like ay Dios mío. Like I knew where my meals were coming from, and I knew that I was gonna have them every day. Because my dad worked hard like a dog, and I love him for it. Con gana, baby. Pero when they don't believe, and it gets to the point where you're just like, dude,
It's too unorthodox.
it's
to
just
for them.
like it's like
Yeah.
how don't you believe in this? Like I'm asking for like simple asks of like, oye,
'Cause when
help
you-
me find these certain people that like I would need to guide me on this thing, you know? But it's like and they do that, you know? Pero
It's just when you get outside of the box, it's
hard
A lot of
porque-
people don't understand that.
I feel like a lot of businessmen and business people, oye, again, I'm not Deepak Chopra, yo no sé nada, pero I will tell you right now, I feel like it's very linear thinking.
Actually, talking about linear thinking, I'm gonna go with the last question of the podcast,
Tell
and
me.
it's my favorite question
Tell
because
me,
every
tell me,
single guest that I have says a different thing.
Oh my God.
What does it mean for you to be in the free zone?
Truly, what it means to be in the free zone, it's a connecting point right now for my community and your community, y todo aquí, and it feels good to be able to tell these other stories that I feel like everybody wants to like pick my brain and like learn how all this happens, and like, oye, layers, baby. Ogres are like onions, you know? We all have layers.
Right.
And I feel that this being on this podcast and having this opportunity, it just gives me another little window for all of them to like look at me and just see me as me, and that, oye, I'm just a Cuban, Lebanese, Iranian dude from
I know you're-
Miami that's really passionate about cooking and teaching you guys something that if you miss your abuelito, if you miss your abuelita, if you miss your certain roots and you're in wherever you are, whether it be Alaska, por ahí, if you need a pastelito, you could always rely on Chef Brad. You know?
Brad, thank you so much
No,
for
thank
coming to
you.
the Free Zone Podcast.
Thank
It's been
you.
an absolute pleasure, and of
It was
course,
amazing.
you have no idea how much I look forward to this
Oh,
podcast.
today was great.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for following us, for watching these amazing men here shine like always. And of course, follow us on Instagram, YouTube, subscribe. You
cosita.
already know the deal, la cosita, los detalles, and see you soon.